Hi everyone, and welcome to EDLF 5330, Descriptive and Inferential Statistics. This is an introductory course in statistics that has no prerequisites. I know that some of you may have recently had a math or a stats course. Others, you may not have had a math or a stats course in 10 or 15 years, and all of that is perfectly fine. We're going to start at the very beginning with this class. My name is Patrick Meyer. I'm a faculty member in the Research Statistics and Evaluation program, and I've been teaching this course ever since I've been here, so it's about 8 years now. However, this will be the first time I've taught it online, but I've spent the past couple of years developing the materials that we're going to use for this online format, and I think it's going to work really well. My office is in Bavaro Hall, room 323, so if you're on grounds or you need to come by and see me, you're more than welcome to stop by my office. If you need to give me a call, my number is 434-924-0799. Phone calls are welcome. I much prefer that over email. And if you're around, stop by and talk, especially if you have a question about statistics. This course is going to be an asynchronous online course, meaning that we don't have any time where we're all going to meet online to talk about statistics. It's really up to you to be independent and self-motivated to access the materials each week and complete the lessons, the homeworks, and the activities that you're going to do. I would like you to think of this as a Wednesday course, so you should start new content every Wednesday and do the readings, watch the videos, and also do the assigned readings. Sorry, not the assigned readings, the homework that's assigned, the graded assignments, and the weekly activities. So start those on a Wednesday, and the materials that are due, like the homework and the activities, will be due the following Wednesday. And really the way we're going to do this each week is there's going to be assigned readings, lesson videos, and other content that you're going to access and read or watch online. There's going to be lesson activities. There's going to be some recommended but ungraded practice problems and graded homework assignments. So each week you'll be doing all of these things in some combination. The assessments you're going to complete for this course involve weekly activities, graded homework, a midterm and final exam, and a data analysis project. The weekly activities are not graded for correctness, they're only graded for completeness. In other words, you have to make an honest attempt at the weekly activity and submit it online by the deadline, and you'll earn credit for completing it. It's really the way we're doing class participation. The weekly activities are designed to help you learn the statistical software we're going to use, which is R and RStudio. And over the course of the semester, these weekly activities are going to teach you all the things you know to use statistical software for data analysis. And then you're going to use those skills for your data analysis project, which comes near the end of the semester. The graded homework, those are graded for correctness, and each one is worth 12 points. And each week the graded homework could be anywhere from 4 to 10 problems, but I'm only going to grade 4 of them. There will be a total of 11 homework assignments, but I'm going to drop your lowest homework grade. And so that kind of, I encourage you to complete all of the homeworks, but if there's one that you had particular trouble with and you don't get a good score, don't panic or worry about it. The lowest grade gets dropped. There is going to be a midterm and final exam, and these are really going to be very similar to what you've done with the graded homework. So if you're doing well on the graded homework, you're going to do well on the midterm and final exam. So yeah, it's most of the midterm and final exam, there's no surprises. They just build on the things you're doing for your graded homework. At the end of the semester, you're going to do a data analysis project, and this is going to involve you analyzing real data. This is your chance to transfer everything you're learning in the course to actually using it in the real world for data analysis and research. And that's something that we're going to do at the end of the semester. So you don't need to worry about it just yet. What's important is you work on the weekly activities so that you're ready for the data analysis project by the end of the semester. One challenging aspect of teaching a statistics course online is how do I get people to submit their homework? And so here's the plan, and I think it's going to work well. But you're going to do your homeworks by hand just as though you were taking the course face to face. But then I'm going to have you scan your homework and submit it online. And because there's a lot of ways for that to go wrong, I've created some homework guidelines that I'd like you to follow. And those guidelines are intended to make sure that the work you're submitting to me is something that I can read and grade to give you credit for the work that you've done. When you go into Colab on lesson 1, you'll see a link for information about how to submit your homework online. So we'll start doing that in the very first week. If you don't have a scanner attached to your computer, there is an app called Cam Scanner. It's a free app that you can download on either your iPhone or your Samsung or your whatever kind of smartphone you have. And that app actually it turns your phone into a scanner. You just take a picture of each page and it combines it into a document that you can submit online. And there's a link to that app in Colab. But it's very important that you follow the guidelines for submitting homework so that I can give you the credit you deserve for your work. Because if I get homework that's submitted, if I can't read it, or if it's scanned and it's all blurry, then I'm inclined to just give you 0 points. So follow the guidelines so that I can give you the credit you deserve. I do give partial credit on the homework, so if it's not completely correct, I try to give you as much credit as I can. I'm very fair in assigning partial credit. If you look at the course syllabus, you'll see the rubric that I use. So completely correct is 3 points, completely incorrect is 0 points, and you can get 1 or 2 points in between there. And that's described in the course syllabus. My office hours are going to be on Mondays and Thursdays, and the Monday office hours tentatively are scheduled from 12 to 1 p.m. and those office hours will be for people who are here on grounds and want to stop by my office and see me in person. It's also going to be for people who might want to join virtually, and they can do that using the Blackboard Collaborate tool that you can find in Colab. So the Monday office hours are going to be for face-to-face or virtual office hours. Thursday, however, is going to be completely virtual office hours, and I've tentatively scheduled that for 6 to 7 p.m. on Thursdays. And to come to those office hours virtually, you're going to use the Blackboard Collaborate tool. However, keep in mind that for the virtual office hours, if no one shows up online in the first 15 minutes, then I reserve the right to cancel the rest of the office hours. If you know you're going to be there but you might be late, please send me an email or give me a call and let me know that you're going to be there for office hours. I'm going to send out a poll to find out what are good times for people to have office hours. So after I do that poll, I may change the office hours to times that work best for the entire class, but I'll let you know what those are when I make any changes, if any. If none of the office hours work for you, call me and let's schedule a time. So you don't have to meet with me only during the office hours. I'm here a lot. If there's another time that works better, call me, let's schedule a time, and I'm happy to meet with you. Alright, so my preferred method of communication is going to be for you to either come by and see me face-to-face and ask me questions, or to join online in some sort of virtual meeting. I'd much rather talk to you in that format than to respond to emails. If you can't show up in person or online to ask me questions, then pick up the phone and give me a call. What I really want you to avoid is using email to ask me questions about the class. The reason is when you send me an email, it usually takes me 20 minutes to craft a response and send it back to you. And then of course there's 2 or 3 follow-ups after that. I could do the same work and answer your question much more quickly if I'm talking to you in person or if I'm talking to you on the phone. I can answer your questions much more rapidly. It's easier to do the back and forth question and answer type thing. So I'd much prefer you to come see me in person or give me a call instead of using email. All right, I know there's an inclination, people are working, they want an immediate response, so they send out an email, but that's not a good way to get help in this class. For one, there's, close to 30 people enrolled in this course right now, and if everyone is sending me emails, then it gets very overwhelming very quickly. I also receive emails from other people throughout the semester, and my inbox gets full very quickly. And it's much easier for me to answer your questions if it's a phone call or if I'm talking to you face to face. So, if you happen to be here and you're walking by and you have a question, just stop by and ask me a question. That's perfectly fine. Or give me a call. I do realize there's some occasions where you have to use email. Maybe you're working late at night or something and you have a question. In that case, I encourage you to write the question down and wait until you can call me to ask me the question. Or another way you might want to use email is if you're trying to schedule an appointment with me. If you'd like to schedule a time to meet with me, then sending me email in that case is just fine. So please remember, just use email as a last resort. You're going to get a much quicker response, and you're going to get your question answered more efficiently if you're meeting with me in person or virtually or calling me on the phone. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people who take this course are very anxious about math and statistics, and I'm perfectly aware of that. My job is to make sure that everybody is successful in this course. Part of that is for me being available to you to ask questions and help you through any challenges you might be having in the course. So I'm more than happy to meet with you in person, virtually, or on the phone. And I think you'll find that as the semester goes on, while you might be very anxious and nervous initially, by the time we get to the end of the semester, you're going to be pretty confident in your skills in statistics. And that's part of my goal, is to get you to that point. And so if you have questions or if you're concerned about something in the course, come see me or give me a call, okay? I forgot to mention that if you need help, there's another option available to you. I set up a forum for the course, and I encourage you to use the forum, not only to ask questions, but to answer questions that other students may have. And keep in mind that if you have a question about something in the course, I'm sure there's going to be somebody else who has the same question. And so don't be afraid to go to the course forum and ask your question. I'll try to respond to it as quickly as I can, or if another student sees it and has the answer, they should respond to it. The nice thing about the forum is that since other people may have the same question, it may be easier for them to check the forum to get the answer than it is to make a phone call or come by and see me during office hours. So the forum is another option for getting help that I didn't mention before, and I'd like you to use that. So check the forum for a question you may have. Maybe somebody's already asked it. If you don't see it there, then ask your question in the forum, and I'll provide a response, or maybe another student will provide a response. Okay? All right, so this week, lesson 1 is going to, as you go into CoLab, you'll see links on the left-hand side for each lesson. When you click lesson 1, the first part of that is just going to be a course orientation that provides more details about some of the information I've mentioned in this video. And after you pass that course introduction, you're also going to see some of the new content for the week. And so that's going to be some basic terms that you should be familiar with. You're going to learn about types of data, or also what we call scales of measurement. There's also a quick video on summation notation. This is a type of notation that's used a lot in statistics, and it's important that you understand how to read it, because it'll make it that much easier for you to understand the equations and what they're asking you to do. All right. For the activity, there's also going to be a math quiz. This is a quiz that I give everybody who takes this course, whether it's face-to-face or online. This is a quiz that really just covers everything from some basic math skills to more advanced math skills. And I'd like everyone to complete it. Make your best effort at all the questions. And don't worry if you don't know the answer, because it's not graded. This is just for me to gauge kind of where you are in terms of your math skills, and what and for me to take that into consideration as I create the weekly lessons. So please make your best attempt at the math quiz. That's also going to be the time for you to try submitting your homework I say, using the homework guidelines to submit your work, because you're going to complete the math quiz by hand, scan it, and submit it using the homework guidelines. So that'll be practice for submitting the homework. After you complete the math quiz, you're going to learn about the Ames housing data. This is a data set that we're going to use regularly throughout the semester. It's not the only data set you're going to use, but it's one that you'll see initially and several times throughout the semester. And so the second part of the activity is learning about the Ames housing data and getting familiar with it, because you're going to see it frequently. All right, so I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what the course is about. Remember to think of it as a Wednesday course. Start new content on a Wednesday and submit anything that's due by the following week. Make use of all the materials, but probably most importantly, the key to being successful in this course is keeping up with the work. So do not get behind. No matter how good you are at math or comfortable you are with statistics, if you get behind, the course gets very difficult. So the key to being successful is keeping up with the work every week. And since this is online, you have to have the discipline to make sure that you're scheduling time for each lesson and for completing the required assignments and homework. All right? And I'm here to support you. I want everyone to be successful. If you have a question, give me a call, come by and see me. Let's meet online. And by the end of the semester, you're going to know a lot about statistics, and you're going to be comfortable using it. All right? I will see you next week.